Have you ever had a goal that you just can't seem to reach? You know exactly what you should and shouldn't be doing in order to reach that goal, but you just can't seem to stick to the plan. Over time, you started to lack belief, enthusiasm, and ultimately motivation to actually continue pursuing that goal. Hi guys, what's going on? Rory here from RoryGoddardMentoring.com. Welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel, you're extremely welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to stay motivated even during those times where you just don't feel like doing the things that you should be doing to reach that goal. Now, to start this video, I'm actually going to contradict myself a little bit in what I've just said and explain to you the difference between motivation and inspiration and describe why I believe that what you're actually looking for is actually inspiration, not more motivation. So let's start with motivation. Now, motivation is exactly what I described earlier. It's essentially a feeling that comes and goes. Sometimes you feel like doing the things that you need to be doing to reach that goal, and sometimes you don't. Motivation is transient. It comes and goes, and you can't deny that fact. You know, we all live busy lives, and it's virtually impossible to 100% of the time feel like following through with the tasks and the duties that we need to follow through with in order to reach these goals that we want to achieve in our life. When you're in this state, when you're feeling motivated, it's easy to follow through with what you need to be doing to achieve your goal. It's not a challenge to do these things and stay committed to your goal. But like I said earlier, it's impossible to be motivated 100% of the time. And it's during these times where you're not feeling motivated, it's what you do during these times that are going to determine your ability to achieve your goals, whether you're going to achieve them or not. When you get into these states of low motivation and you're unable to follow through with the actions and the behaviors that you set out to follow through with, that is when you start to lose all belief that you're going to be able to achieve this goal, and the motivation that you did have becomes less and less. On the other hand, if you're able to go through these states of low motivation and still have followed through with the actions and the behaviors that you set out to follow through with, that is where you're going to gain belief, you're going to gain enthusiasm, and you're actually going to have more states of motivation. But you have to be able to get through these phases. So what do you need to do in order to be able to be more committed and focused and actually follow through with the actions and behaviors that you set out to follow through with when you're going through these states of low motivation? This is where inspiration comes in. When you're inspired by something, it doesn't matter what challenges you need to overcome. It doesn't matter how hard things get. The thing that you're trying to achieve is so important to you that it's just natural for you to make the right decisions, even in those times when you are low in motivation. You don't feel like doing the things that you should be doing, and they feel really hard and challenging to do. So how exactly do you become more inspired and more resilient towards your goals? Step number one is to educate yourself. So let me tell you a story to describe how education can lead to inspiration. Now, there once was a time in my life where, I was a personal trainer, and I believed that I was healthy. Based on the understanding and the knowledge that I had at the time, I believed that I was living a healthy lifestyle. But I went through this period where I was so low in energy, low, libido, and I was, maybe 21 years old, lacking energy, getting sick all the time, all of these sorts of things. And I started to research more about, health, and I started to really understand that, my understanding of health and what was a healthy lifestyle was completely wrong. During that time, I was still going out drinking every weekend, not getting much sleep, all of these things. And as I went in and started to learn, on a deeper level, what's happening on a cellular level when you're drinking alcohol, when you're not getting enough sleep, when you're eating certain types of foods, really getting that understanding of what's happening inside my body during those times, that really gave me insight and the inspiration to make better decisions and to be able to, even though, I wanted to go out drinking with my friends, and even though there was peer pressure to do that, having those understanding of how that was going to impact my health gave me the inspiration and the strength to resist those urges to go and do those things, or resist the peer pressure and things like that. Knowing exactly what impact a certain food or lack of sleep or what drinking does to your hormones, your blood sugar levels, and how that all interacts with each other. Having that understanding just added so much weight to the drawbacks that I was going to get if I did go out, or if I did, make a poor decision in my what I ate. Having those understandings, it just adds a lot more weight to the reasons behind why you take action in doing something. We basically, as human beings, we're pleasure seeking and pain avoiding creatures. So if you can create an understanding in your head that there is more pain associated with doing an activity or not doing an activity that's going to stop you from reaching the goal that you want, then you're more likely going to stay away from that. So having this understanding of how these things were impacting my body in a negative way added weight to the drawbacks I was going to get if I were to go out partying or whatever it might be. Step number 2 is to really discover and define exactly what your highest values are, what areas of your life are most important, and create a vision of what you want your life to look like based on the areas of your life that are most important. Is it, your family? Is it being able to have the freedom to go traveling? Is it some sort of sport or hobby? What area of your life is really important to you and that you want to really fulfill in life? Really get clear about that. Create a vision and revise that every single day. Step number 3 is to connect your goal. Whatever this goal is that you're trying to achieve, connect that to the areas of your life that are most important, and really spend the time to sit down and write it out, to make the conscious become unconscious. By writing things out and writing down, making connections on paper between whatever goal it is that you're trying to achieve and the behaviors and actions that you need to follow through with to reach that goal. If you can write down how that goal and these behaviors and those actions will attribute you to being able to fulfill your highest value, that will help you to live congruently with what's most important to you in your life. You can create, like I said, write it down and take the conscious to unconscious and make that a part of your decision making process. That is when you're going to be able to overcome challenges, get through those hard times, still making the right choices, still being able to follow through with the behaviors and actions that you set out to follow through with. Step number 4 is to continually review and revise your highest values and the vision that you have for your life. Continually, meditate on it, continually review it, create a vision board and look at that every day. Write things down, maybe write down your goals and the vision that you have, and read that every single day. The more consistent you are with doing those types of activities and really thinking about what it is that it's most important to you and what you want to create for your life, what that does is it strengthens a part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, that is involved with delayed gratification. That means making decisions based on long-term results. So, it's easy to fall into a trap when you don't feel motivated to do something. It feels good to, eat that cake or eat that ice cream. It feels good not to get up and go exercising. But if you strengthen your prefrontal cortex by engaging in activities like reviewing your vision and writing things down, you're better at making delayed gratifying choices. So in the moment, they are harder choices to make, but the benefit long term from them, so you're more likely to make those decisions. And that's what ultimately is going to lead you to being able to be consistent and persistent with the actions and behaviors that you need to take to reach the goal that you're after. Alright guys, so that's everything for today's video. It's been an absolute pleasure having you. I really hope you got value from this. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you can be notified when I bring out my next content. See you there.